Toastmaster, good morning. Fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests, good morning. Today for my icebreaker speech, I'm supposed to tell you about who I am. Something that should be so simple, yet I find extremely difficult, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm also going to tell you why I don't like labels, what my greatest strengths and passions are, and why I joined Toastmasters. I'll get the simple out of the way. I'm a father to 2 young boys, a husband to an amazing wife, and I'm the CFO of a real estate development company in Vancouver, an accountant. The problem is that doesn't really describe me. And my biggest challenge in describing myself tends to be the evolutions that I make over time as a person. So I may be describing who I was 5 years ago or who I was 3 years ago, and that may not be who I am today. And I don't want to get trapped in those stories. It's also why I don't like labels, especially not the accountant label. I tend to find when I use labels that people can put you inside a box in their mind, and I don't want to be in anyone's box. It's a quirk I have. I'd rather tell you about my greatest strengths and passions. My 2 greatest strengths and passions are learning and competition. I didn't even make these ones up either. I took the Clifton Strength Test Finder, and these were the number 1 and number 2 strengths for me, respectively. They would also be absolutely no surprise to my friends nor my family. Anytime over the last 20 years, if I was in a job interview and you asked me what my greatest strength was, I would say that I learn faster than anyone. I know that sounds cocky, and hopefully by the end of my talk, you'll understand why I've felt that way and what I do in order to expedite my learning at anything. Competition. I hate to lose at anything to anyone, even if it's a fictitious version of myself that I create to allow myself to become better. How does that tie into learning? It ties in for me because every day I want to be better than I was yesterday, to work harder, train better, train smarter, be more efficient, be more effective, whether it's physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, or financially. I want to improve each and every single day across those categories. Over time, I've learned how to do that efficiently and effectively through the use of what I call my 3 pillars. I figure out what I want to do, my vision. I figure out what it takes to do it, the plan. Then I execute on the plan day in, day out, and do the work needed to achieve that vision. Some examples of what that looks like in my life over the last 10 years, I'll say. The first one, going from an out-of-shape, overweight couch potato to an Ironman triathlete in 2 years. And then when getting back out of shape, and I'll touch on how that happens, deciding to run every single day for 1.5 years, an average of 7 kilometers per day, culminating in an ultra marathon that was 80 kilometers long. And finally, reading 25 plus books per year every year since I was 13. I'm quirky. When I get into something, I get into it. At the same time, when I get out, I'm out. I like to describe this as an on switch and an off switch without a dimmer in the middle. There's not much moderation. Where does that bring us to today? What is the long-term vision for me being in Toastmasters? This is all about the next chapter in my life, the next evolution. I want to be a consultant, a coach, a public speaker. I want to have a podcast and a video interview channel. Not be in finance, not be an accountant. It's not a short-term goal. It's a long-term goal. It could be more than a decade away, but I'm starting to prepare now for that vision so that I can do the work needed to get to where I want to get. At Toastmasters, I want to improve my public speaking. I want to become a champion speaker, a keynote speaker. I want to shoot for the moon so that if I miss, I'll fall amongst the stars. Given what I've told you about myself so far today, hopefully that makes sense. In summary, I told you why I find it so difficult to define myself, why I don't like labels and putting myself in someone's boxes, and how my top strengths and passions have contributed to where my life is today and to where my vision is for the future. Thank you.